It's been 40 years since Weird Science brought its quirky mix of comedy and sci-fi to the big screen, becoming a cult classic of the 80s. The unforgettable cast, from the awkward teens to the iconic Lisa, left a lasting mark on pop culture. But where are they now in 2025? From career highs and unexpected turns to personal triumphs and challenges, we delve into the lives of the stars who made this film unforgettable. Get ready for a nostalgic journey that's as fascinating as the movie itself. Bill Paxton was born on May 17, 1955. He played the role of Chet in Weird Science, 1985. At the time of filming, he was 30 years old. Chet, Wyatt's older brother, is a crude, aggressive character who bullies his younger sibling and adds a touch of chaos to the movie. Paxton, who had a successful career in Hollywood, faced various personal and professional struggles throughout his life. Despite being well known for his roles in Aliens, Titanic, and Apollo 13, he encountered periods of financial difficulty and several failed relationships. His marriages were also tumultuous. His first marriage to Kelly Rowan ended in divorce, and he later married Louise Newberry, with whom he had 2 children. Unfortunately, their relationship was also strained, and Paxton's family life was often marred by complications. His life tragically came to an end on February 25, 2017, at the age of 61, following complications from heart surgery. Ior Barry was born on April 12, 1919. He played Henry in Weird Science, 1985, portraying Wyatt's stern grandfather. At the time of filming, Barry was 66 years old. Despite a distinguished career in film and television, Barry's personal life was marred by tragedy. His career in acting spanned several decades, with notable appearances in The Day the Earth Stood Still and The Third Man, but by the time Weird Science came along, his star had faded somewhat. Barry faced multiple personal losses throughout his life, including the deaths of close family members. His marriage had been a tumultuous one, and though he had children, the relationship with his offspring was strained. Later in life, Barry battled health complications, including heart disease, which contributed to his passing on December 12, 2006, at the age of 87. The cause of his death was heart failure, leaving behind a legacy of memorable roles but a life marked by personal hardship and loneliness. Chino Williams was born on July 26, 1933. He played the bar patron in Weird Science, 1985. At 52 years old, Williams brought his vibrant and larger-than-life presence to the screen. His role as the bar patron was one of many appearances in a career that spanned decades, yet his life was shadowed by significant struggles. Williams, who had a reputation for his humorous roles, faced financial instability despite his long-standing acting career. He also battled personal issues, including a troubled marriage that ended in divorce, which caused him a great deal of emotional hardship. Williams, a man of great character on screen, found it difficult to replicate that success in his private life. He had children, but the relationship with them was often strained due to his lifestyle and absence. He faced health problems in his later years, particularly kidney failure, which ultimately led to his death on April 5, 2000. At the age of 66. Pamela Gordon was born on April 8, 1937. She played Wyatt's mother in Weird Science, 1985, and was 48 years old when she began filming. Wyatt's mother is a kind, loving figure in the film, yet somewhat bewildered by the chaos around her. Pamela's life, much like her role, was marked by both warmth and sadness. She began her career in the theater, finding success early on, but her personal life was less fulfilling. Pamela married twice, but both relationships ended in divorce, leaving her with a deep sense of loneliness. Her relationship with her children, while loving, was complicated by her own struggles with mental health and her desire to balance a career with family life. Tragically, she lost her father at a young age, a loss that shaped much of her outlook on life. In her later years, Pamela was diagnosed with esophageal cancer, a battle that she fought courageously. Her health continued to decline until her passing on September 21, 2003, at the age of 66, due to complications from pulmonary failure. Steve James was born on February 19, 1952. He played the guy at table in Weird Science, 1985, a minor but memorable character who helped elevate the lively bar scene with his jovial presence. James was 33 years old during filming, and while his role was brief, it was an iconic moment in a film that would define the 1980s for many. However, his life after the film took a tragic turn. James was a talented actor and martial artist who appeared in several films, including American Ninja and The Last Dragon. Despite his career successes, he faced personal struggles, particularly with health problems. His marriage was short-lived, and he found himself wrestling with isolation as his health deteriorated. James was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and he fought a brave battle against the illness. He passed away on December 18, 1993, at the age of 41. His death, at a young age, left many fans and friends devastated, as he was taken far too soon. Anthony Michael Hall was born on April 14, 1968. He played Gary in Weird Science, 1985. At the time of filming, he was 17 years old. Gary, the socially awkward teenager, was brought to life by Hall's quirky portrayal, and his character's journey of self-discovery alongside his friend Wyatt became one of the movie's most memorable aspects. After Weird Science, Anthony's career skyrocketed, landing him roles in iconic films like 16 Candles, 1984, and The Breakfast Club, 1985. However, Hall's career faced considerable struggles as he navigated the pressures of Hollywood stardom. Despite early success, he battled personal issues, including substance abuse. His relationships, too, were fraught with difficulties. Hall has never been married, and his romantic life has been marked by its ups and downs, including a string of short-term relationships. His career has seen a resurgence in recent years, but he also faced the tragedy of losing his mother in 2009. As of 2025, Hall is 56 years old. He has not been involved in any publicized marriages or children. Elon Mitchell Smith was born on June 29, 1969. He played Wyatt in Weird Science, 1985. At just 16 years old, Mitchell Smith stepped into the role of Wyatt, a shy and nerdy teenager who, with his best friend Gary, creates the beautiful Lisa. His portrayal of Wyatt captured the awkwardness of adolescence, earning him recognition. After the success of Weird Science, Mitchell Smith transitioned into a few more acting roles, but he struggled to maintain the same level of success. Despite the promise of his early career, he chose to step away from acting in the early 90s, seeking a more stable life outside the spotlight. He later pursued a career in academia, teaching literature and cultural studies, but his decision to leave Hollywood was marked by personal turmoil. Elon's romantic life was marked by relationships that didn't last, and he has not been married, though he has spoken about his desire for a quieter life. His challenges included financial difficulties, and he has been open about feeling disconnected from the fame he once had. By 2025, Elon is 55 years old. He has distanced himself from the limelight, finding solace in teaching and intellectual pursuits. Kelly LeBrock was born on March 24, 1960. She played Lisa in Weird Science, 1985. LeBrock was 25 years old during the film's production. Lisa, the perfect woman created by Gary and Wyatt, was brought to life with LeBrock's confidence and humor. She became a pop culture icon, and the film opened new doors for her in Hollywood. Yet, Kelly's career was not without its challenges. After a successful start, she faced a significant downturn, largely due to personal struggles. LeBrock's marriage to actor Steven Seagal in 1987, and their subsequent divorce in 1996, was highly publicized. The marriage was troubled by Seagal's alleged infidelity and controlling behavior. She also had 3 children from this union, but the relationship's strain left a mark on her life. LeBrock later withdrew from the public eye for a time, seeking a more private life. The actress, now 64 years old as of 2025, has spoken candidly about the difficult moments in her life, including her struggles with weight, depression, and balancing motherhood with a demanding career. Suzanne Snyder was born on October 22, 1962. She portrayed Deb in Weird Science, 1985, and at the time of filming, she was 23 years old. Deb, a popular and sympathetic girl, befriends Gary and Wyatt, helping them gain confidence. While her character was sweet and supportive, Suzanne's own life after the film took a few unexpected turns. Known for her role in the cult classic, Snyder also faced challenges in her personal life. Her brief marriage to actor and director Greg Beeman was followed by a divorce. She has 2 children, but her relationships did not always provide the happiness one might expect from a successful actress. Aside from her acting career, Suzanne also experienced difficulties with typecasting and struggled to find substantial roles after Weird Science. In recent years, Suzanne has lived a relatively private life, focusing on personal growth and family. As of 2025, she is 62 years old. Robert Downey Jr. was born on April 4, 1965. He played Ian in Weird Science, 1985, and was 20 years old when filming the movie. Ian is a high school bully, always seeking to put down Gary and Wyatt, his arrogance often making him the antagonist. The early exposure to fame led to a series of personal struggles, including substance abuse and legal issues. His career, once promising, spiraled as he battled addiction and faced several arrests. His love life also had its challenges. Robert married actress Deborah Falconer in 1992, and they had a son, Indio, but their marriage ended in divorce in 2004. His struggles continued with stints in rehab, but Robert eventually turned his life around. He achieved a remarkable career resurgence, most notably as Tony Stark in the Iron Man and Avengers films, making him one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood. As of 2025, Robert is 59 years old and remains active in his career, having successfully navigated his troubled past and found personal peace after marrying Susan Downey in 2005, with whom he has 2 children. Judy Allenson was born on June 7, 1964. She played Hilly in Weird Science, 1985, and was just 21 years old at the time of filming. Hilly, like Deb, is one of the popular girls who helps guide Gary and Wyatt through their high school challenges. Alenson's life, however, was not as easy as her character's charm might suggest. After Weird Science, Judy faced a mix of successes and disappointments in her career, including roles in other 80s films, but she struggled with the pressures of Hollywood and the lack of more significant roles. Her personal life was complicated, marked by a high-profile but short-lived relationship with actor Robert Rusler and multiple failed engagements. Judy did not marry and chose to stay away from the spotlight for many years. A significant part of her adult life involved focusing on her mental health and seeking a sense of balance. As of 2025, Judy is 60 years old, leading a quieter life outside the entertainment industry. Robert Rusler was born on September 20, 1965. He played Max in Weird Science, 1985, and was 20 years old during filming. Max, a partner in crime to Ian, is just as mischievous and rebellious, often making life harder for Gary and Wyatt. Robert's career had early promise, but the actor's life took a dark turn. Growing up, he was exposed to the ups and downs of Hollywood and struggled with substance abuse and personal demons throughout his 20s and 30s. Though his role in Weird Science marked a high point in his career, Robert never truly found the mainstream success many had expected. His personal life was troubled as well, with a failed marriage in the early 2000s and an estranged relationship with his children. In addition to this, Robert's family life faced further strain due to his ongoing battle with alcoholism and a string of toxic relationships. Over the years, he appeared in numerous TV shows and movies but never quite captured the success he had hoped for. By 2025, Robert is 59 years old, living a quieter life away from the Hollywood spotlight. Michael Barryman was born on September 4, 1948. He played the mutant biker in Weird Science, 1985, a menacing and peculiar character who became part of the wild party scene. Barryman was 37 years old when filming the movie. While Weird Science was a standout role in his early career, Michael's life has been far from easy. Born with a rare genetic condition, Barryman faced bullying and challenges growing up, but his distinctive appearance eventually led him to Hollywood, where he became a cult favorite for horror roles. His most famous work includes The Hills Have Eyes, but his career never really allowed him to break out into mainstream success. He was married but faced the collapse of his marriage, which left him struggling both emotionally and financially. Barryman's life has also been marked by personal losses and ongoing health issues, especially concerning his condition. As of 2025, he is 76 years old, and while he remains active in horror conventions, his health continues to be a point of concern, as he copes with the physical toll his life has taken. Vernon Wells was born on December 31, 1945. He played Lord General in Weird Science, 1985, and was 40 years old when filming the movie. In his role, Vernon portrayed a menacing figure, adding an element of danger during the party scene. Vernon's career in acting was overshadowed by his turbulent personal life. Despite his success in the Mad Max franchise and other action films, he struggled to find long-lasting peace in his personal relationships. He had a volatile marriage early in his career, which ended in divorce, and later suffered from the emotional toll of that breakup. Despite his attempts to settle down, Vernon's love life continued to be unstable, and his relationships were often marked by conflict. His career, although notable, experienced peaks and valleys, with him finding it difficult to land consistent roles after the height of his popularity in the 1980s. A series of family tragedies, including the loss of a sibling and the strained relationship with his children, deeply affected him throughout his life. By 2025, Vernon is 79 years old and still involved in acting, although on a much smaller scale. Brit Leech was born on July 18, 1938. He played the role of Al in Weird Science, 1985, a role that saw him portraying Gary's father, a hard-working and often clueless man caught in the bizarre events surrounding his son's life. Leech was 47 years old during filming. Despite his humorous presence in the film, Leech's life has seen significant hardships. His career, although marked by roles in films like The Great Outdoors and The Red Badge of Courage, never quite reached the heights he had hoped for. In his personal life, Leech has faced a number of setbacks, including struggles with depression and financial difficulties. He was married, but his relationships were turbulent, which led to a rocky family life, though he has children. He has been a private person, but his career and life struggles speak to the challenges he endured. As of 2025, Leech is 86 years old, still living, though he remains relatively out of the spotlight in recent years. John Caslos was born on March 8, 1956. He played the candy bar owner in Weird Science, 1985. At 29 years old during filming, Caslos brought to life this eccentric and quirky character, whose unique personality provided comic relief throughout the film. After Weird Science, Caslos continued to have a steady career, often appearing in TV shows and films, including The Breakfast Club, 1985, where he portrayed Carl, the janitor. However, his life was not without its struggles. He faced personal setbacks, including a challenging marriage that ended in divorce after a decade. Despite his professional successes, his career never reached the heights of some of his Weird Science co-stars. Caslos also dealt with the pain of losing close family members, which left a lasting emotional toll. In his personal life, he never remarried and chose to remain focused on his work in teaching acting to the next generation. As of 2025, he is 68 years old, still working in the industry, though not as prominently as before. His life has been marked by quiet resilience and the steady pursuit of his craft. Jill Whitlow was born on November 11, 1963. She played the perfume salesgirl in Weird Science, 1985. At the age of 22, Whitlow played a charming and engaging character who interacted with the main cast in a fun, lighthearted way. Although her role in Weird Science was minor, it helped launch her acting career, leading to parts in films like Summer School, 1987. However, her career trajectory took an unfortunate downturn. She faced numerous struggles in Hollywood, including difficulty finding leading roles and being typecast, which severely impacted her opportunities. Her personal life was also fraught with challenges, as she experienced a tumultuous relationship that eventually ended in divorce. The separation left her heartbroken and led to a period of deep personal reflection. Whitlow also faced financial hardship at one point, which caused her to reconsider her place in the industry. As of 2025, she is 61 years old and remains largely out of the public eye, living a quieter life outside Hollywood. Michael Robbins was born on August 27, 1959 in Los Angeles. He played one of the weenies in Weird Science, 1985, starting his role at the age of 26. Michael's character, like the others in the Weenies group, contributed to the film's humor and adolescent charm. After Weird Science, Michael's career in Hollywood took a nosedive, and he struggled to find roles in an industry that seemed to forget him. As time passed, he dealt with a variety of personal and professional failures, including a brief marriage that ended tragically in divorce. Michael had 2 children, but his relationship with them was marked by distance and neglect due to his ongoing battle with addiction. His emotional struggles were compounded by financial difficulties, and by the late 90s, he found himself living in relative obscurity. Despite his early fame, Michael could never shake the depression and disappointment that followed him for years. As of 2025, Michael is in his mid-60s, living a relatively private life, but still trying to rebuild his personal relationships and find peace. Mitch Davis was born on July 15, 1941. He played the bartender in Weird Science, 1985, and was 44 years old during filming. The bartender is an eccentric character, bringing a humorous and quirky element to the film. Mitch's life, however, was far from as whimsical as his role. Raised in a small town, Mitch's early years were marked by a difficult family life, with his parents' strained relationship leaving him emotionally scarred. His career, while filled with character roles, never quite reached the prominence he had hoped for. He faced numerous personal struggles, including multiple failed marriages and battles with substance abuse. Though he married twice, his relationships were fraught with difficulties, and he never managed to reconcile the deep emotional void left by his tumultuous childhood. Tragically, he lost a close sibling in an accident that deeply affected his ability to form lasting bonds. By 2025, Mitch is 83 years old. Though he retired from acting years ago, he still lives in relative obscurity, far from the Hollywood limelight that once briefly shone on him. Renee Props was born on February 15, 1962. She played one of the weenies in Weird Science, 1985, and was 23 years old at the time of filming. Renee's character was part of the awkward group who, despite their nerdy traits, brought humor and lightness to the story. After the film, Renee's career stalled, and she found it difficult to find roles that offered her the same level of attention as in Weird Science. Her personal life mirrored the difficulties she faced in her career. Props married young, but the marriage quickly fell apart due to her husband's struggles with addiction, leaving her emotionally devastated. She had one son, but the strain of being a single mother while navigating her own professional insecurities led to a strained relationship with him. Renee also suffered the tragic loss of her brother, who died in a car accident, which further deepened her emotional wounds. As of 2025, Renee is 62 years old, and she lives a low-key life, finding solace in artistic pursuits and seeking healing after many years of personal struggles. Joe Jeeb was born on April 24, 1954. He played the blob operator in Weird Science, 1985, and was 31 years old when filming. The blob operator is a minor yet memorable character in the film, contributing to its unique and surreal vibe. Joe's journey in the entertainment industry was marked by brief moments of success, but his career never fully took off. His childhood was shadowed by the constant financial struggles of his family, forcing him to work odd jobs even as a teenager. His acting career, while starting with some promise, was soon stunted by an inability to land leading roles, and he spent years taking on small, unremarkable parts. Joe's personal life also saw its share of tragedy. He went through 2 marriages, both of which ended in divorce, and he had difficulty maintaining relationships, often finding solace in substances. One of the greatest tragedies in Joe's life was the death of his child in a car accident, which drove him into a period of deep depression. By 2025, Joe is 70 years old and lives a quieter life in a small town, where he finds peace in solitude and reflection, far from the turbulent world of Hollywood. David Lee Roth was born on October 10, 1954. He played himself in Weird Science, 1985, bringing his charismatic rock and roll energy to the film, which helped to add to its unforgettable vibe. Roth was 31 years old when he made his appearance, and his role was a natural extension of his larger-than-life personality. However, Roth's life has been marked by extremes. As the frontman of Van Halen, he became a household name, but his career was defined by personal struggles and tumultuous relationships. Roth has been married and divorced, with some of his relationships in the public eye being fraught with drama. Though he had success in both his musical career and acting, the strain of constant touring, his personal battles with substance abuse, and the pressures of fame took a toll on him. Despite these struggles, Roth remains an iconic figure in rock music. As of 2025, he is 70 years old, still performing occasionally, though now at a much slower pace due to health concerns and aging. John Simone was born on April 24, 1964. He played Pothead in Weird Science, 1985, a small but memorable role that contributed to the film's comedic party scenes. At 21 years old during filming, Simone was just beginning to carve out his place in Hollywood. However, his life was filled with both highs and lows. Simone's early career was marked by sporadic roles, but his personal life was less stable. He struggled with addiction, which impacted both his career trajectory and his relationships. He was briefly married, but the marriage ended in divorce, and he had a strained relationship with his children. The pressures of his career and his personal demons often led him to retreat from the public eye. Now, at 60 years old in 2025, Simone has largely disappeared from the acting world. His life has been marked by a mix of regret, missed opportunities, and the constant battle to overcome his past struggles. While not much is known about his current situation, the shadow of his past looms over his brief but unforgettable role in Weird Science. Who is your favorite character from Weird Science? How do you feel knowing that some of the actors have passed away? Don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss future videos. Thank you so much.